c'est Paris, tous ensemble. Les courage jamais, rouge et bleu, pour le PSG, allez, Paris Saint-Germain, 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 allez, Paris Saint-Germain. Yo, guys, what is going on? Let's just reset up the camera, guys. Guys, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the FIFA Flow podcast, guys. Today, of course, you see the excitement, everything. We are happy today because Paris Saint-Germain have beaten Barcelona and went to the Champions League semi-finals for the first time in, what is it now, 2 or 3 years now? Because we beat last year, knocked out to Bayern Munich in the round of 16. The year before, La Remontada by the Real Madrid in the second leg, Karim Benzema hat-trick. And then the year before that was, I think we were knocked out in the same round to Manchester City, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, I don't remember, but all we care about today, guys, is Paris Saint-Germain making it through to the next round, guys. I mean, what an intro. You saw how happy we were, the passion, of course. I mean, I couldn't be any happier today, guys. PSG, we made it through. We're going to be going over today's game, just the PSG versus Barcelona game. And then also, we're not going to talk about the Atletico de Madrid and Dortmund game. However, we are going to do a quick review of my predictions and my thoughts on the semi-finals of Paris Saint-Germain versus Dortmund, because we had Dortmund in our group, so I kind of want to do a kind of a recap and talk about that leg, that fixture as well, that matchup. But guys, Paris Saint-Germain, allez Paris, ici c'est Paris, guys. We have made it through. Of course, I couldn't be any happier. The passion, of course, man, like I'm so passionate for this club. I have, what is it now? I have like 5 jerseys. I have Marco Verratti, Kylian Mbappe, and then I have 2 with my own name on the back that my cousin gave. I have a blank jersey, just like a white kind of one, just to wear, like for fun. And then of course, I don't know if you guys see, but look, my bed cover is PSG. I have a PSG hat, chain. I have a PSG scarf, bro. What else do I have? I mean, my bag is PSG. If I can show you guys here, and literally everything, bro. Like I'm such a passionate fan, guys. Even I have PSG gloves, a toque, bro. Like even in FIFA, man, there's some really good kits in FIFA you can buy, but there's a new Real Madrid kit that glows up, so when you play FIFA, it glows up. But I'm just so passionate, I have to keep the PSG kits on because that's how much I love my club. PSG are the best club in the world. Guys, let's get right into it and talk about the game, guys. I mean, what a game. What more can we say? PSG 4-1 in Barcelona, in Estadio Olímpic, whatever this new stadium that they're in, because currently the Spotify Camp Nou is currently in renovation, so they're in a different stadium now. I think this was their old stadium or something, or I think it was actually, it might have been who's the other club? Is it Getafe? Are they in Barcelona? I know there's another club in Barcelona who plays in the La Liga as well. I just can't think of their name right off the top of my head, but yeah, guys, we did it in Barcelona, 4-1, of course. Now let's just talk about the game from start to finish. Let's just talk about a quick recap of what my thoughts were. I mean, what a game. This is probably one of the best fixtures we had this Champions League. I mean, just in terms, maybe there's a bit of bias there in terms of me being a PSG fan, but if this was vice versa for Barcelona winning 4-1, I think it still would have been a game of the season, because just the amount of attacks we saw, amount of chances that could have went to either side at the end of the day was just incredible. There was really good chances from both sides, and also big mistakes from both sides as well that we will be talking about. But I mean, yeah, what a team. Right off the bat, when we take a look at the formations yesterday, I don't know if you guys do follow me on my personal Instagram, link down below. I did post my predictions or my hope for the Paris Saint-Germain lineup, which was quite similar to what we had today. But instead of Warren Zaire-Emery, I was hoping for Ugarte. Warren Zaire-Emery, he did amazing for sure. 6.8 is fair, maybe a bit higher, but I think he still did very good. The only reason I wanted Ugarte is because of how offensive Nuno Mendes and Achraf Hakimi are. It's just, it would have been too offensive. And with Vitinha, he is a box-to-box, but he's more of an attacking-oriented player. So that's basically having two midfields, or even one midfield with Fabian Ruiz, two attacking offensive fullbacks. So we would have been left with Fabian, Lucas Hernandez, and Marquinhos. So that's why I kind of wanted Ugarte, who's more of a pure CDM, to stay back as a third center back type player. But at the end of the day, this team did amazing. I love this team. Nuno Mendes, Achraf Hakimi back from he was injured, and then he was suspended because he had a yellow card from the game against the Real Sociedad. So he was suspended for the first leg. But I mean, now he is back, and he had a very good game as well down the wing over there as well. And then yes, in the midfield as well, Fabian Ruiz, he did pretty decent as more of the defensive-oriented midfielder, and that allowed Vitinha. Actually, he did go up quite a bit. He had a very big chance as well, which unfortunately he missed, just barely went out wide. But yeah, Zaire-Emery, he did his job. As I said, yeah, if we had Ugarte more as a DM, but at the same time, I think having Zaire-Emery in the team kind of had us being more offensive. Like, he was more on the attacking end rather than the defensive role, so I think that helped a lot as well. He was good in switching the play. And then, guys, can we take a moment and talk about Vitinha? Man, I need to get a Vitinha jersey someday, a Barcola jersey, a Dembele jersey. Bro, I need to get a jersey of the whole team. Vitinha, man, I love him so much. Of course, you guys may or may not know that Marco Verratti is my favorite player. Currently, the jersey I'm wearing, get in the back. I don't know if I can turn enough, but it is Marco Verratti, of course. Even on the new background image that we made on the top left, you can see Marco Verratti, because he is my favorite player of all time. Of course, there's definitely better players than him, but honestly, in my opinion, I think Verratti is one of the best midfielders ever. Maybe not ever, but he's very underrated, and I think that's because due to the fact that he was overseen by PSG's underachievements. Like, he didn't achieve anything big in Europe. It was mainly domestic titles and that he won, like the Ligue 1, the Coupe de Nationale, or whatever, the Coupe de France. What else do we have? The Trophy de Champions. So those were mainly what his achievements were, and I think that just kind of because he didn't win anything outside of France, it kind of overshadowed his performances week by week. So for me, Marco Verratti, my favorite player. He's passionate for the club. He was at the club for 11 years, I believe, 2012 to 2013 or 2023. So he was at the club for 11 years. Just the role that he had, he was always aggressive. He was aggressive, and I think that's because of his height, you can say. He was always hungry for the ball, and he kind of reminds me to a player like Gavi. I think Gavi is very similar in that role, in the sense of where he always fights for the ball. And then yet again, the way he turns, he's very agile. He goes up quite a lot as well. He has his moments where he shoots. And as I said, yeah, he creates chances as well. So Marco Verratti, I mean, overall, he's just a complete player. Not a CDM, but not an attacking player as well. He's like a box-to-box, more on the defensive end, but he's not a pure DM like an N'Golo Kante type thing, or like a Rodri. He's like a box-to-box, I would say. He creates chances. He takes shots. And as I said, he's very aggressive and very agile. Verratti, man, I love him. He's always passionate for the club. And for me, Vitinha has a very similar role that Verratti had, and it's great that we found that player who can replace Marco Verratti, a legend of the club. For me, Vitinha, man, yet again, he's very aggressive for the ball, and if not even better at creating chances and carrying the ball up. He's very agile. He takes his chances as well. He actually scored in today's game as well. I think it was the second goal he scored, which is a very nice goal as well. We will get to that later. But yet again, Vitinha is like the engine of our team. He connects the back line to the front line. He moves the ball. He carries the ball from halfway up to like the attacking zone outside the box. So I love Vitinha. As I said, he sees passes that the rest of the team may not see, because he is the creative player in the team. He is the one who creates the chances. Very similar to Messi in that sense. Messi is the one who sees chances that a lot of other players may not see. And I think for me, Vitinha is that player. We go to Barcola, Mbappe, and Dembele. Now, I want to talk about these three, and it's very surprising to me how Mbappe got a 9.2 rating. Now, we will get into Barcelona's red card and several yellow cards and just the overall team performance in a moment, but I want to talk about, for me, Mbappe wasn't really active in this game, not in the sense that he of course he scored 2 goals, of course, one which came off of a penalty and one which came off of a horrible mistake by Jules Koundé, and just like it was a pretty lucky goal. I guess it rebounded back to Mbappe at the end. But for me, I think a huge thing that changed the game was playing Mbappe in the middle, because for me, I think playing Mbappe on centrally kind of dragged out the team. Like it pulled the team into the central part of the field. So you had players like a Koundé, who was a bit more centrally today. You can even tell. You have Araujo, Kubarsi, even De Jong was dropping back to mark Mbappe as well. Pedri, Gondo. So most of them were kind of more in the central area of the pitch to mark Mbappe, of course. And I think that was the problem in the first leg, is Araujo and Koundé on that right-hand side were always marking him and had him in their pocket. But this time it was different. This time, yes, he kind of ghosted a little bit, other than scoring the 2 goals, of course, one which is a pen and a rebound. So, but other than those 2 goals, I think he was involved quite a bit more than the first leg. But yet again, it's due to the fact that because he was playing in the central area of the pitch, the Barcelona team were forced to mark or stay more central. And I think that was really important, because tactically, Barcelona being more central to mark Mbappe allowed for more movement, more space, and more time for Barcola and Dembele to do their thing on the wings. And I think that was a very, very important tactic, or just overall like an important thing that people need to notice, which I think was very important for the way that PSG played, and just the overall performance of PSG in the whole game. You can definitely notice that a lot of the time Barcelona were central, and even a lot of the time the plays came in through the wings, Dembele and Barcola, because of the reason that Barcelona were more central for Mbappe. There was more time given on the ball for Dembele and Barcola. But I just want to note that out. Let's also talk about the Barcelona team, and then talk about the individual moments in the game. So for me, Barcelona had a very, I wouldn't say a bad game. I think in the beginning they were killing it, man. Lamine Yamal, not Yamin. Lamine Yamal, man, this guy is a generational talent, and it's just unfortunate that he had to get subbed off because of Araujo's red card. We will get to that in a moment when we talk about the individual moments. But for me, man, Yamal, man, I mean, what more can you say? He's 16 years old and he's cooking, man. He is unbelievable. He reminds me very similar to Barcola, where he carries the ball down that wing and he just has that boost of acceleration to get past. I think, and that's how he got the first goal. He got that boost of acceleration, got past Nuamenge, and then just lobbed it into the middle of the box, and Rafinha hit it. But overall, I think his dribbling is a bit better than Barcola, and I think that's because Barcola is a bit taller, whereas Yamal is a bit shorter, so he's a bit more agile, can turn easier. So I think overall, man, but just the fact that Lamine is 5 years younger at 16 years old, he's 5 years younger than Barcola, is just even more impressive that he's doing this. He's now, I think, the youngest player ever to assist in a Champions League round of 8 quarterfinals match. So that is just generational talent right there. When we talk about Lewandowski, he was quite involved a bit as well. I think we locked him down a bit more easily this time. And then we go also, and he also had a few moments where he had some very scary shots or scary moments for PSG to concede as well. We'll get to that later.
we have Rafinha. He had a pretty good game as well. And then you had the midfield, Pedri, De Jong, and Gundogan, who I think did good. De Jong was definitely more on the defensive side today. He was definitely going back. And yet again, that goes back to Mbappe playing central. With De Jong also being in the middle of the field, he was kind of dropping back as well to mark Mbappe, to kind of stop him from receiving those balls, marking those passing lanes to go to Mbappe. So you definitely noticed that quite a bit. Pedri was very good. Gundogan was very good as well. But let's go ahead and talk about that back four and Ter Statu. Ter Statu, man, he made amazing saves. I think 6.6 is very bad rating for him. Like, it's very undeserved. I think he should be higher. I think it's being overseen by the fact that they lost 4-1. I think he stopped some very important shots from very risky moments. But for me, I think Cancelo, Araujo, and Koundé. I do not want to. I don't think anybody blames Kubarsi here. He played the full game, but he's 17 years old, and I think after Araujo got that challenge off, which we will get into. Let's just get into it now. We'll get into it in a moment. I think after Araujo, the team morale just went down. De Jong played more defensive. Yamal got subbed off, which was huge because he was the one who created that first chance for Barcelona to go up 4-2 on aggregate. And then taking him off, the best player they had in attack, was just, I don't know what Xavi was thinking. As I said, Koundé, just a very poor defending to get a red card, and then I think that just led the whole team morale for Barcelona to go down. And Kubarsi, I think, kind of felt a bit more scared because now he was one-on-one with Mbappe in the central area. He's 17 years old. He's not really a leader. I love Kubarsi. If you guys watched the last episode, I talked about how good of a player he is. He's a ball-playing center back, who reminds me a lot like David Alaba or even Lucas Hernandez. Ball-playing center back. And at his age, his composure, brilliant man, 17 years old. But Araujo, getting that red card kind of put more pressure on him because now he's 17 years old, no Araujo, no captain by him. So he was kind of all alone. Not all alone, but he was kind of, I guess, nervous. I think the composure got to him, knowing that he had to go one-on-one with Mbappe and not really have that leader, Araujo, beside him. And then, as I said, and then because of that red card that Araujo got, I was surprised why they didn't leave the team and just keep De Jong at center back. I think De Jong was already in that kind of central CDM role even before the red card because, as I said, due to the fact that they were marking Mbappe centrally. I feel like there was really no need to put on who was it that they put on? Inago Martinez for Lamine Yamal, because as I said, Lamine Yamal was their best player in the attack. He got the assist, he created the chance. Very, very great generational talent, and they subbed on their best attacker, and I think that was a huge part of the game. But yeah, that's a quick overview of both the teams. Let's also talk about the moments that happened. As I said, we talked about the first goal, Rafinha in the 12th minute. Lamine Yamal, as I said, generational talent, carries the ball down the wing. And then, as I said, that acceleration, very similar to Barcola, just to get past Nuno Mendes down the wing. And then Hakimi, he went to kind of like open up his legs to get the ball, but it went right under him like a nutmeg. And then I guess it's just simple Rafinha near post, like just let it touch you and go into the net. So unlucky there. And in that moment, I knew, I didn't know, of course, but I believe that, I mean, they created a good chance. Like I thought they would have won 4-2, but after that, I think even what one of my friends said, he also said that what did he say? He said that being 1-0 up kind of, or being 2-0 up actually, 1-0 up in the game, in today's game, not on aggregate, but being 1-0 up would kind of push PSG to be more composed. They're like, okay, now it's getting real, you know? So I think that was also a huge factor as well, because after the 1-0, you can just see the change of the way PSG played. They were a bit more composed, a bit more calm, waiting to see that chance, like to make sure it's a confirmed, like a good chance. But they took all the chances they could, really. So being 1-0 up was really a huge effect. But then yet again, Araujo, man, poor defending. It's a through ball in by, I think it was Fabian Ruiz or Vitinha. And then just right outside the box, Araujo, Barcola gets past not past Araujo, but because of his speed, he kind of he does a dummy to let the ball go through him, and then he turns around quickly and uses his acceleration, gets past Araujo, because he was more out wide, so Araujo couldn't get there. But then Araujo, for some reason, he grabs him by the shoulder. Now, a lot of people I see on social media are calling it a dive. I wouldn't say it's a dive. I think it was more of a I just think the way that Araujo grabbed him kind of made him lose his balance, because he's not really an agile player. As I said, he's a bit taller, so he lost his balance, and it's very similar to Dembele. His balance is pretty. It's not bad, but of course his height. Even Angel Di Maria, if you take a look at the World Cup, when Dembele got the challenge on him for the penalty, he lost his balance because of his height, and so I wouldn't necessarily call it a dive. I'd say it's because of his balance. He couldn't stand up. But yet again, I think that is poor defending by Araujo. Even if the pull on his shoulder to lose his balance, which made him fall and got the red card, even if he didn't do that, it's just like the poor defending here is Araujo is the main center back for this team, and then he goes ahead. He knows that Barcola's gone, and he still decides to drag him back. And it was a one-on-one with the keeper as well, outside the box. I think if it was inside the box, it would have been a yellow card, because I guess it was just a nudge in the box. It would have been a yellow card. But I think because of the fact that it was outside the box, it was a one-on-one with the keeper. Barcola had all the time to stay composed and take his time. That's what made it a red card. And as I said, it was a one-on-one with the keeper. I don't know what Araujo was thinking. He decided to pull him, and of course Barcola tripped, and then Araujo sent off. But when you're a world-class center back, when you're Barcelona's best center back, a lot of people say one of their best center backs ever. I wouldn't go that far, but of course I think he's definitely, for this generation, for the team that they had the past few years, 100% he's probably the best center back. Like, that is just poor defending, because even I think letting Barcola go, he should trust Ter Stegen, because either Barcola misses, and they're still 2-0 up, or he scores. They have their 11 people on the pitch, and they're still 1 goal up on aggregate. So I don't know what Araujo was thinking, because either way, letting Barcola go to score, he scores. They still have their 11 players, plus they're 1-0 up on aggregate, still 1-0 up on aggregate, or he scores, or he misses, nothing happens, and they're still 2-0 up, and the game continues as if the foul wasn't done. So overall, poor defending from Araujo. I think it was a red for sure, due to the fact that there was a one-on-one challenge with the keeper that could have possibly changed the game. But if it was inside the box, I think it could have been a yellow card. Just as I said, I think just poor defending. I think even if it was inside the box, just let him shoot, man. Like, don't even drag him, man. I think overall just very poor. And as I said, that red card led to their best attacker, Lamine Yamal, the guy who created the chance of the first goal, to be subbed off to bring in a defender. I think keeping De Jong on as a center back, moving him to center back like he did in the past under Ronald Koeman and also at Ajax, would have been the move here. Because as I said, even before Araujo's red card, he was playing more defensive to mark Kylian Mbappe. But yeah, Araujo's red card, Kubarsi kind of had more pressure on him at such a young age. So overall, just poor defending. And then after that, man, you can just tell after that, the game changed drastically. PSG dominating the game. I mean, let's just take a look. What is the possession here? Look at this, man. They had their goal here. The red card. Even PSG had a few chances before, but they got the red card, and then all you see for the rest of the game is blue, man. There was a chance here. I think this was the Lewandowski chance in the second half, where he hit it out wide, and then I think this one was by Gundogan, where he hits the outside of the post, like hits the bar and it goes out. But for the most part, you can just tell the red card over here. Like, there was a few chances, I guess, to start of the game, so nothing really huge, and then the goal, and then some more chances. Lewandowski had a huge miss, bro. Like, he just hit it with too much power and it went above the net, and then the red card was given. The team lost their morale, like no team morale. Everything was screwed, and then you can just tell for the rest of the game, PSG were on the front foot. 67 against 33%, 21 shots against 7, 500 passes against 204 against the Tiki Taka historic club. So overall, after that red card, the game changed drastically. But let's talk about the goals as well. The first goal was, I wouldn't say lucky. Yet again, Vitinha, man, taking his time at the top of the box, passes it to Barcola, and Barcola, he sees Mbappe in the middle of the pitch. So Barcola crosses it in. Mbappe didn't get enough on it, but luckily we had Dembele on the other end who gets a shot off and just goes into the back of net. And I'm very happy that Dembele actually scored today, and he got the man of the match as well. He ended up getting the man of the match. I'm very happy because, of course, all these Barca fans, not all of them, but a lot of them, they wanted to do the Figo treatment, throw the pigs at him and stuff, kind of boo him, whistle him. And yeah, I think it's also due to the fact, I mean, it's pretty hilarious how Barcelona bought a player for 120 mil, who sat in the hospital for most of his time at Barcelona. He leaves the club for 70 mil less than what he was bought for, so they didn't get not even a performance return on him, but neither did they get an investment return on him. And then he goes to PSG, where he doesn't get a single injury. He plays almost every single game without a single injury for a whole season, where at his previous club he was injured basically the whole time. And then he goes on and he scores in 2 Champions League legs in the round of 16 against the old club and celebrates as well. Now, I'm not here to talk about, oh, haha, Dembele, your old player scored on you, but I think that just shows that how composed he is and how much more appreciated he is at Paris Saint-Germain. I think just the Frenchness of him, I guess the Parisian, I don't think he's Parisian, but I'm not sure where in France he's from, but of course, I think that the nationalism of the team and also of him is very, very helpful for him. And yet again, I think a lot of the times he's had at Barcelona, kind of, he wanted a new experience. He was injured a lot of his times at Barcelona, so I think that kind of got to him mentally, and it didn't want to continue for him. And I think a lot of the times he was also kind of, what's the word here? Kind of disrespected because of his time at Barcelona, being injured a lot of the times. Like the Barca fans may have not liked that. Xavi was a very great manager at pushing, like giving the chances to Dembele, but I mean, at the end of the day, Dembele decided to go to PSG. And as I said, I'm very happy he scored in the second leg, especially because of the fact that the Barca fans wanted to do the Figo treatment on him. They were treating him badly. And yet again, even in the first leg, I talked about in the last episode, the first leg, guys, when he scored the goal and celebrated, all the Barca fans said, oh, we hate you and stuff. Dembele, get out. Give him the Figo treatment. But when one of their own players, João Felix, is celebrating on his former club because he's currently on loan from Atletico de Madrid to Barcelona, when João Felix scores on his current club, Atletico de Madrid, and dances on them as well, it's not a disgrace for Barca fans. So that's what I don't get as well. But yeah, Dembele, he scored. He got on the other end of that. It was almost offside. Not almost offside, but there was, like in the beginning when the goal was scored, there was a few seconds where the players thought, like the ref, they were checking VAR, but it was completely onside. The second goal came off of a corner. Vitinha, man, outside the box, just low driven, far post, past their statue. So brilliant goal there by Vitinha. As I said, he reminds me a lot like Marco Verratti. And then we talked about the last 2 goals, which yet again came off of 2 horrible mistakes by Barcelona defenders. The first one, which was the penalty, and yet again, it was the time that we took, the composure, taking our time, waiting for the clear passes outside the box by Vitinha. It was Vitinha to Zaire-Emery, who switches the play to Dembele, and Dembele takes the worst touch ever, goes so far away from him. But because of that touch that went so far away, João Cancelo, for some reason, he's thinking, okay, I'm inside the box, let me go slide tackle it and maybe I'll get there first, because Dembele took a bad touch. I don't know what he's doing. Like, he's inside the box and he wants to take a challenge that Dembele even then barely won. Like, he was close at winning the challenge, but why are you taking that risk? You're one man down already. You're inside the box, and you want to take a very risky challenge, which he almost won in all fairness. But still, I think overall that's just poor yet again by João Cancelo. I think even for the most part, he had a pretty decent game, locking up, like, blocking those passing lanes, putting on the pressure. But I think after that red card and even after that penalty got to him even more. So yet again, poor defending by if we can take a look here. Oops. Cancelo, penalty, PSG. Can we see images here? Yeah, right here, like, it barely got to him. And as I said, it's just like, I wouldn't take the challenge, man. I think it was just way too risky of a challenge. Can we see on Twitter, do you think? Twitter. João Cancelo gives away a penalty. But it's a João Cancelo penalty. Let's see, there's a show here. Yet again, see right here, Dembele just barely gets in front. And yet again, I don't know why he's taking that challenge, man. Such a risky challenge inside the box. He's already one man down. Why are you taking a challenge in the box to give away a penalty? So for me, I think that's just poor defending yet again by João Cancelo. And I think that's also due to the fact that he was kind of just frustrated because they were a man down, and PSG were putting the pressure. They turned the jet engines on. And then even then, the last goal, like, Barcelona had a lot of good chances in the first half, even in the second half as well. Being one man down, Lewandowski had some chances. Gundogan, there was a moment where I think it should have been a penalty. I didn't quite see it, but there was a moment where I think Gundogan was fouled. I wasn't sure if it was a penalty because I just barely saw it. Like, I just had to leave quickly, so I wasn't focused. I saw, like, oh, there was a foul, and then I had to leave for a final exam. But if we take a look here, Gundogan penalty. If we take a look here, over here it's Marquinhos, it's Gundogan, and then I guess Marquinhos just kind of, like, a lot of people say it's I think a lot of Barca fans say it's a penalty, but me looking at this now, I think this is just, in all fairness, I think is one, Gundogan trying to kind of letting himself fall over. I think if this was his own half, Gundogan would have been more aggressive and stood up, but he knew he was in the opponent box. He tried to go for a penalty. This was just a shoulder to shoulder, man. I don't think this was a penalty at all. When I look at this now, when I look at the replay, there's no ways this is a penalty. There is no ways, bro. Like, he's making himself like, lose his own balance. He's not trying to be aggressive and win the ball. He's just saying, okay, if you're going to be aggressive, let me kind of loosen myself up so I can be a bit more fragile and fall to the ground and hope for a penalty. I'm not saying he dived or did that on purpose, but I think, like, if this was his own half, he would have been more aggressive for sure. So that's just my opinion there. This is just a shoulder to shoulder. And then, yeah, the last goal, yet again, it came off of a corner from Barcelona, and then Hakimi it was Hakimi, Dembele, and no, I don't think Dembele. I think it was Hakimi, Barcola, Hakimi, Mbappe, and Kolo Muani. Just all three of them. You already know they're some of the fastest players playing football. So, of course, on the counter attack, and then Hakimi to Mbappe. Mbappe, for some reason, is not passing to Kolo Muani out wide, like around the keeper. And also, even then, if he didn't, he hit it right into Ter Stegen. Great save by Ter Stegen. Rebounded back to Kolo Muani, was it, I believe? And even then, Kolo Muani missed, and then the ball was just in the middle of their own box. Koundé tries to go for it to clear it out, like to get it out to the sideline, but he just couldn't get enough on it, and it just went to Mbappe, and Mbappe near post, and that's when the game was finalized. If you take a look here, Twitter. If you take a look here, Twitter. We take a look. Mbappe last goal. No, let's say Koundé mistake PSG. Yo, what the hell are these? Where the hell are those commercials, bro? Nah, man. Anyways, it doesn't show here, unfortunately. But yeah, just overall disaster class. That red card ruined the whole game, the whole team morale. And then, as I said, PSG turned on the jet engines. They were on every attack. Overall, I'm excited PSG won. But in all due respect, I respect Barcelona a lot. I think they did pretty good, and I think I don't really think you can blame a lot of the team other than Araujo. I think he was the one who kind of brought the team morale a lot down. Um, but overall, and even Xavi, I think in the second leg, that was a questionable sub for taking off Yamin Lamar. But overall, hopefully Xavi, hopefully they do good in the future. I think this is definitely going to confirm the departure of Xavi, unfortunately, and I really do feel like I really want Xavi to stay because his success at Barcelona, like he's definitely, of course, he has the history at Barcelona as a player, so I think that just brings inspiration to the team, and also even his tactically, like he's pretty decent as well. So I hope he stays at Barcelona. Hopes to develop the players. He's given a lot of chances to young players like Lamine Yamal, Fermin Lopez, and even Kubarsi. So I hope he stays, develops these players. And I think this is a lesson, maybe not a lesson like, oh, you suck, you like, oh, get better, but I think this is like something that he should be mentally challenged for him. It's something that he really hasn't experienced. Barcelona haven't gone to the semifinals in a few years now. So I think this is a new challenge and just mentally like hurt him a lot. So I think because of that, it's gonna confirm the departure of him leaving the club. But I hope not, because these are the things that happen in football, man. Like if it was to happen to PSG, everyone would have blamed it on Luis Enrique. So like, oh, you come in and you're and you do this bad. Like I think it would have been the same vice versa, like blaming on the manager. But I don't blame it on Xavi. But I mean, these are the things that happen in football, of course. So you have to take the loss for it. Xavi did get a red card as well because he was mad at the referee. He called, like he said some swear words and like kicked something on the sideline. He got a red card for that. But let's go ahead and look over some of the Twitter news, what some of my managers said. And also I wanted to talk about the next matchup for PSG. So let's go ahead and look at some of the comments after the game. So Luis Enrique, at 11 against 11, we still would have won, but I want my players to first understand what it is like to wear the PSG jersey. So pretty interesting. For me personally, I mean, of course, I'm a PSG fan. I think it's pretty weird to say like, oh, you don't have hope in your club. But for the way that Barcelona were playing in the first, like before the red card was given, they were unbelievable. So like I don't think there was enough to have known like would have PSG made a comeback if Araujo wasn't given the red card. I don't think we had enough time to see whether, because I think the first 20 minutes of the game is still a very like a time where both teams are just getting started. It's not really all and out crazy. So I'm not 100% sure on this. Luis Enrique yesterday, PSG have never been able to qualify after losing in the first leg at home, but tomorrow will be the day we do it. So I mean, of course, I think it's very true as well. The first leg, Real Madrid, or after losing the first leg at home. So pretty interesting. I was thinking of Madrid and Barcelona, but we beat them in the first leg at home and then lost in the second leg away. But this was a stat where they lose the first game at home and don't win away. But I mean, he did this today, man of his word, unbelievable. And this time, I think in the first game, he was testing tactics too much. With Kang Lee in the middle, we were doing a 3-back formation. As I said, go watch the last episode, guys, please, if you haven't, because we talked about the tactics a lot, how PSG were open. So if you haven't watched that, go watch it. But I mean, yeah, man of his word, my manager, Luis Enrique, I love him, Lucho. I'm proud of this team. It wasn't easy for me as a former Barcelona manager. I hope it won't happen again. Mbappe has been a proper leader from the beginning to the end. Vitinha, but also Dembele. It's been fantastic game by all of them. As I said, yeah, Mbappe was amazing. He was a leader. When he went to celebrate, he celebrated with his fans. And yet again over here, a lot of people saying Mbappe ghosted. Yes, he scored 2 goals. One which was a pen and a rebound. So you could say even then, like, he kind of ghosted because he got a penalty. Like, anyone could take it. But for me, I think tactically, and it goes back to Erling Haaland as well. Erling Haaland against Madrid ghosted a lot, but yet again, that tactically, that forced Madrid to have Rudiger and Tchouaméni mark him, and that allowed more of the wingers to get more time with the ball, more space as well. So I think tactically, Mbappe and Haaland were very key for their corresponding teams, because maybe they didn't get a lot on the ball or have a lot of chances, but tactically, like the other team was forced to have multiple players on him and create space, more space, open space for the other players. So that is that. Vitinha, we just talked about him in the beginning. What an engine man for him. I love him. Yeah, Vitinha over here. Enrique, he brings us a lot in tactics to our heads, in the way he speaks to us. It's important in the way he makes us believe that everything is going to turn our way. He deserves a lot of credit. It has to be said, Luis Enrique is an incredible coach. He deserves a lot of credit. And as I said, I love Luis Enrique. He's brought so much to the club. Barcola is getting time. Dembele, Mbappe. So the way that he plays, he changed the team tactically. Luis Enrique, tiki taka, take time, possession. So I love the way that we play. And then we go ahead here. So last one, a comment from Xavi. So Luis Enrique said that even without the red card, PSG would have won anyway, and that he hopes you will be the coach of Barca for many years. What do you say? Xavi says, I say no to both. So the first one, as we said, I don't think we would have known exactly what would have happened before the red card, because it was only 20 minutes, 30 minutes before the red card was given. There was still a whole half to go, so we never would have known what if PSG made a comeback against Madrid or Barcelona being 2 goals down. I don't think we would have known, because there wasn't enough time. And PSG were in a stage where they were getting some moments off. And yet again, I think that red card really led to a lot of substitutions. As I said, their best attacker, Lamine Yamal, got subbed off. The whole team morale. So I don't think we wouldn't have known what would have happened. And for the second comment that he says no to, I hope he stays. As I said, he's an inspiration to the team. But yeah, that is that. And then before we end it off with some of the football games, let's go ahead give my review on the Champions League semi-final, which we will be facing Borussia Dortmund in 2 weeks' time, and then the week after that as well. I'm excited for this game. We had them in the group stages, of course, they made it out first. They were the team who were predicted to get third or even last in the group stage. They ended up topping the group of death with AC Milan, Borussia Dortmund, Paris Saint-Germain, and Newcastle United. They ended up topping, even being predicted last, and they ended up topping the group. And I think we drew them 2 times in the round of in the group stages this year. So it's going to be interesting. Mark Kobel was a brilliant goalkeeper. He was a very big trouble. Of course, we had that moment where I think it was Vitinha or Mbappe who shot the open net, and it was Nicolas Schule who did a clearance line off the ball. So it's going to be interesting to see. Borussia Dortmund, they knocked out PSV. They knocked out Atletico de Madrid. So and it was in a very impressive way as well. We'll talk about this game on the next episode, which will be this weekend in a few days, 4 or 5 days on the weekend. But for me, specifically for the PSG Dortmund game, I'm excited, and I think it's very good that we have the second leg at home this time. I think having the second game at home is very important, because depending on how the first game goes, on the second game you have a higher morale because of the fans. But if we just take a look here, Champions League or PSG here, if we take a look over here, so we take a look in the group stage. So PSG won 2-0 in the first. We won 2. Okay, nice. But I remember we had a lot of trouble, and then the second leg away, Dortmund were a pain. So I think if we're able to keep a 1-goal difference or a draw in the first leg away in Borussia Dortmund, I think PSG can easily win the second leg at home. So for me, I'm excited because, as I said, they gave us trouble. Even that first game, PSG Dortmund, we did do very good. But I think I remember, was it the first I remember they also had some really good chances and gave us some struggle as well. And that second leg specifically gave us a lot of trouble. So as I said, if we can, we'll talk about Dortmund. I have to do some more watch their highlights in the Bundesliga, but to give a full review. But for me, Borussia Dortmund will be probably more of an easier team, especially in the second leg. I think if we can draw to them in the first, if we can draw or have a 1 goal difference, either PSG 1 goal difference win or Dortmund 1 goal difference win, I think we can come back at home for sure. So yeah, that is my thoughts over there. And then of course, yeah, tomorrow Bayern Munich and Arsenal, and then Real Madrid and Manchester City. Make sure you guys go watch that the last episode from 2 days ago, guys. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it. It would be a lot, not just for the views and the comments, but just the video itself. We talked a lot, and it was a very good talk over there, 1 hour 30 minutes, so would be thankful. Let's end it off with a footy tic-tac-toe, of course. So United World Cup. United World Cup. Who could have won United World Cup? Let's just think of Spanish players. Did Ander Herrera win the World Cup? Maybe French Paul Pogba. Let's just do Pogba. And then yeah, he works for Juve as well. But if we want to do another United and Juve player, because I didn't look at that, who would be another United Juve player? I guess Angel Di Maria. Oh my, he works on that side. I have to redo that side as well now. If we go ahead and do United and Inter Milan, we can go with Darmian. And then we go ahead and go to Van Gaal. So let's redo those players, because I wasn't aiming for those players, like these players, to go over here. So Van Gaal and World Cup winner, I guess we can say Messi. No, what am I saying, bro? Cole for me. That just War ball knowledge. Didn't he manage Barcelona though, or was that way earlier? Van Gaal. Definitely not, man. What am I doing? Netherlands. Well, can't be any Netherlands player. It has to be a player from maybe Bayern Munich. I don't think. Yeah, Xabi Alonso wasn't. Was he there? Yeah, no, he wasn't there. He was there more in the 2015, 2013 type era when Toni Kroos came into the club for Madrid. They did the swap. Let me try to think. So Van Gaal managed Di Maria at United. So who could have been in the French players? Maybe another Argentine. I think it's bricks, bro. I don't think I can get one. Van Gaal and Di Maria. Nah, it's done, bro. It's done. And then let's just say Chelsea World Cup. We can just say Enzo Fernandez. Chelsea Juve. We can say. What can we say? Chelsea Juve. Chelsea Juve. This is probably an obvious one that I'm not thinking of right now. Let's just skip that. Terrible ball knowledge from me. Let's go ahead and do this as well. Timer. So Vinny Jr. Not a Copa America, not Euros. No, he doesn't fit. Did he go from Flamengo? No, I'm not sure. I think Fluminense. Burak Yilmaz. He played for Lille, did he? I think he played for Lille. Nabil Fekir. Nothing here. I don't think anything here. Nicolo Barella, a Euros winner with Italy. Rafael Guerrero. Did he get? No. I don't think. No. Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Let's do Germany. Romelu Lukaku with teammate with. I wonder if this works. Let's. Oh my, it doesn't. Hamzik. What is he here? I don't think he fits anything here. Ben Chilwell. Like what? I guess teammate with Lukaku at Chelsea? No, I'm not going to risk it. Maluda, I don't know who that is. Arturo Vidal. Chile. Is it Chile? Am I getting that right? I don't think... Bro, oh my, sold hard, bro. Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't know, did he win the Italian? Surely, bro. Let's go ahead. Julian Alvarez. Copa America. Banega, he's Argentinian. I don't think he plays for Sevilla. Arjen Robin. Yeah, nothing there. Stankovic. Nope. Jackson Martinez. Nope. Nope. Milik. No, bro, he doesn't. Francesco Totti. Okay, he would have definitely fit this, but we don't know now. Nothing here. Andrew Robertson by Klopp. John Onarise. Norway. Raul Jimenez. I don't think anything here. Kvaratskhelia. Yep, nothing here. Antonio Rudiger. Maybe with Lukaku at Chelsea. Let's just risk it here. Rasmus Højlund. Nope. Romeo Lavia. Isn't this guy play? Bro, this guy played for PSG, bro? He didn't. Duvan Zapata. Gavi. Iago Aspas. Joe Cole. Ousmane Dembele. Alexis Sanchez. Like, see, I don't know, bro. David Luiz. Oh, I think he plays for Flamengo. Yep. Harry Kane. Nope. Ronaldo Nazario. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Yeah, he definitely played for Leicester. No. Unlucky, but yeah, guys. Paris Saint-Germain have done it, of course. I mean, I couldn't be any more excited. You saw the start. But yeah, PSG have made it through ALLEZ Paris, ICI c'est Paris. But yeah, that's gonna end it off today. It was longer than I expected, but yeah, that was just PSG all today. Next episode will be on the weekend in about 5 days. So, I mean, what's the date today? It's the 16th, so on 20th. So yeah, 4 or 5 days. So yeah, we will see. I will see you guys then. If you guys liked today's podcast, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. As I said, if you guys haven't watched the last podcast, make sure to go watch that. We talked a lot about the first legs tactically and stuff. So yeah, it will be a lot to me. But yeah, next episode in 5 days. And yeah, as I said, well respect to Barcelona, but yes, go PSG. I'm excited for the round of the semifinals. We haven't made it there for a few years now. I mean, one more note: Neymar, Messi. When we have both of them knocked out of the round of 16 to Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, and then look at them, 4-1 against Real Sociedad, second in the group of death. And now we beat we beat Barcelona 6-4. So that is just PSG without Neymar and Messi. But nah, all due respect to Barcelona, I think they did very good, and I hope the best for them. But yeah, let's go Paris Saint-Germain. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next episode. Stay happy, stay safe, stay positive, and I'll see you later. Au revoir. Goodbye.